require an extraordinary amount of planning. Karoline Leavitt, his press secretary, the woman who keeps insisting Trump didn't draw this or sign this in 2003, she was 5 years old. She was too young even for Jeffrey Epstein in 2003. But she knows Trump and his merry band of sycophants, it's that their word is as good as gold. I mean, it is incredible at his age that Chuck Schumer is still able to bend over so far.
You turn on the TV for calm political talk, and Jimmy Kimmel drops a verbal tornado, leaving chaos in its wake. Karoline Leavitt enters with quiet confidence, Trump gets mentioned, and suddenly the show is a comedic battlefield. Was it satire? Savage humor? Both. Stick around. Once you hear Kimmel's lines, you'll see why the internet won't stop talking.
And to cancel his show came from executives at ABC. That has now been reported, and I can assure you it did not come from the White House, and there was no pressure given from the President of the United States. And how do I know that, Kaylee? Because I was with the President of the United States when this news broke in the United Kingdom. We were enjoying the beautiful and spectacular state visit that was put forth.
You settle in for light late-night laughs, gossip, safe punchlines, maybe a cute kitten clip. And suddenly the show veers off, spiraling into utter hilarious chaos you didn't see coming.
Meanwhile, with all this going on, he posted up a storm on Truth Social this week, and he covered a range of topics from Biden and his auto pen to photos of his new ballroom. He bragged about getting the key to the city of Miami. He raged about the price of beef. He plugged his son Eric's book. He bashed Nancy Pelosi. He complained about voter ID. And we learned he's trying to get the NFL to name a stadium after him.
If you're enjoying this video, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Jimmy Kimmel storms in like the chief officer of feelings destruction. Polite chuckles start the audience off, but soon they realize they've stepped into a full-blown live-fire comedy drill where nothing and no one is safe.
And I actually brought this news to President Trump's attention. He had no idea this was happening. It was a decision that was made by ABC because Jimmy Kimmel chose to knowingly lie to his audience on his program about the death of a highly respected man when our country is in a state of mourning.
Karoline Leavitt is hit by the comedy blast before she can blink. Just as the dust seems to settle, Trump's name gets flung into the chaos like a battered party prop, already bruised from too many hits.
Time I saw Sean Duffy on Real World Boston. He was a contestant on that show. And I said to myself, you know what? Someday that kid's going to shut down all of our nation's airports. And I was right. And Trump has been desperately trying to convince anyone who'll listen that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown and that it has nothing to do with him trying to hide the Epstein files. The gaslighting has reached a fever pitch as Trump cuts off the supply of food to children, families, senior citizens, etc. But
the camera wasn't ready. The audience wasn't ready. America wasn't ready. Only Jimmy Kimmel's impulse to overcommit to a joke like a gambler betting his rent was ready. Friendly teasing shifted into universe-level roasting. Karoline Leavitt entered armed with feather pillow talking points. Kimmel wielded punchlines sharp enough to cut steel. The contrast was cinematic. Viewers picked sides. Savage comedy at its peak versus call the comedy police. Trump's name, absent yet omnipresent, became a boomerang in the chaos. Each punchline sent the crowd spiraling. Somewhere, an intern Googled lawsuits while audio levels adjusted to match the gasps. Karoline wasn't unprepared.
To step back and think about how small your problems are, and that really, in the grand scheme of the universe, going back 600 years to the last eclipse, your life means nothing.
Right here in the District of Columbia. Total crime in D.C. is down 19%, and violent crime is down 30%. Carjackings in the district are down 67%. Homicides are down 57%. Robberies are down 40%. Motor vehicle thefts are down 32%. And assaults with dangerous weapons are down 23%, and property crime is down 18%. These numbers prove the president's bold actions to make D.C. safe and beautiful again are work.
She walked in polished, confidence radiating, sentences aligned like rehearsed TED Talks playing on loop. But comedy logic doesn't care about preparation. It barges in with sarcasm, spite, and metaphors nobody asked for. Once the roast engine fired, it didn't stop. Writers backstage cheered like esports fans every time Jimmy's lines landed, less political commentary, more psychological dodgeball. Then one joke detonated the room, perfect timing, tone, delivery. Karoline mentally filed a complaint with the universe. Trump got dragged in like an unplanned cameo. Every joke aimed like a sarcastic Hogwarts letter. Pure late-night chaos. Internet pandemonium followed.
Trump reportedly wants the Washington Commanders to give him naming rights to their new stadium. Why would anyone ever want to name anything after Don? I mean, look at Don Jr. It's not exactly a winning strategy. But he's a big football guy.
Fans erupted with tweets ranging from comedy gold to he said what, replaying the moment like proof of a conspiracy. Trump supporters and Karoline fans formed digital barricades, shouting across comment sections like medieval horn players. How dare he? The drama was hot enough to power City. News outlets pounced, political analysts pondered, and memes appeared within minutes. Kimmel doubled down energetically, every gesture waving an invisible "I regret nothing" banner. The audience laughed not out of agreement, but because the spectacle was impossible to ignore, like someone confidently pushing a door that clearly says, "Pull." Karoline kept a frozen, polite smile.
The results are in for President Trump's annual physical exam, and guess what? He's in excellent health. Of course he is. He eats right. He avoids unhealthy foods, diet soda. He manages stress. He doesn't hang on to anger. He gets a good night's sleep. He limits his time on social media. He spends lots of time with loved ones and gets plenty of exercise getting in and out of that golf cart. And he's got a body like Brad Pitt to show it.
On another note, I know that many in the media have been speculating about bruising on the president's hand and also swelling in the president's legs. So in the effort of transparency, the president wanted me to share a note from his physician with all of you today.
Trump wasn't present, yet he starred from afar, his name tossed around like seasoning on a dish. Every mention sent shock waves. You could imagine him scrolling, furrowing his brow, muttering about the comedic electricity bill. By the segment's midpoint, politics faded, replaced by pure live TV absurdity. It was less debate, more gladiator match with microphones and sarcasm, bullet points on one side, razor-sharp jokes on the other. The audience alternated between cheering and covering their mouths. Kimmel's finale tied it all together, a closer that didn't just end the conversation, it slammed the door, padlocked it, and mailed the key to Canada.
This is some report. His active lifestyle continues to contribute significantly to his well-being. He stays fit thanks to frequent victories in golf events. Which reminds me, congratulations to President Trump on winning the Masters this weekend. This is Trump's doctor, the guy who wrote this up, Navy Captain Sean Barbabella. He is that's also the face he made when Trump dropped his pants in the examination. Dr. Barbabella claims that Trump is 6'3".
Regardless of politics, the craftsmanship of that comedic ending was undeniable, like building a sandcastle for 10 minutes, then karate kicking it into the ocean for effect. Online reviewers called it everything from hilarious catharsis to the downfall of discourse. Memes multiplied like rabbits on Wi-Fi. Karoline's supporters claimed it proved late-night TV lost touch. Kimmel's supporters cheered comedy's vitality. Trump's supporters blamed space lizards, the deep state, or whatever villain was trending. Casual viewers shrugged. I don't care who won, this is hilarious. Late-night chaos became a national sport. Victory was claimed, comments screamed, views skyrocketed. The real secret, pure spectacle.
They haven't even finished voting yet. Already Trump is calling our election unconstitutional and a giant scam, which are also adjectives some might use to describe him. He said the whole thing is rigged, and he said our election is under very serious legal and criminal review. He must be so much fun to play golf with, you know? To be fair, it's not like Trump doesn't care about people. I mean, he has a lot of empathy. He's feeling especially bad right now for the family of the newly decrowned Jeffrey Epstein pal, the now former Prince Andrew.
Prince Andrew in the UK has had his royal titles stripped away because of the Epstein scandal. I know you're closer to the royal family there. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I feel very badly. I mean, it's a terrible thing that's happened to the family.
They replayed it because it was unpredictable. Karoline Leavitt walked in to deliver her message professionally. Kimmel walked in to entertain. When those missions collided, the sparks were visible from space. Astronauts might have looked down and wondered, what on earth is happening? Headlines, podcasts, and panels debated fairness, but fairness wasn't the point. Chaos was. People watch late night hopping, someone says what everyone thinks but no one should say. Kimmel delivered it like a flaming pizza through a window. Messy, dramatic, unforgettable. Karoline, meanwhile, earned respect, standing in the comedic blast zone without folding, handling the heat with poise.
To delay SNAP benefits to the 42 million Americans who need them until the shutdown is over. And then his press secretary had to go out there and walk that back because he legally can't do it. It really is amazing. The president says one thing, the White House says another entirely different. It's like the one hand doesn't know what the other tiny, bruised, makeup-covered, greasy, genitalia-grabbing, Sharpie-stained baby hand is doing. And also, hey, you just think about how cruel a person has to be to cut off food to 42 million people.
Trump's presence, intentional or not, fueled the comedy, turning the segment into viral gold. Every reference, every exaggeration, made viewers lean in like talent show judges assessing a performance nobody signed up for. His imprint transformed a funny TV moment into a cultural flashpoint. Beneath the noise of headlines, reactions, and Twitter wars, the truth is simple: people love spectacle. Whether you cheered Kimmel, defended Karoline, or rolled your eyes, you watched, reacted, and felt something. Entertainment, not persuasion, was the goal. The clip dominated the internet not for changing minds, but for making the nation collectively gasp, laugh, and argue.
And posting photos of his awesome new toilet renovation at the White House. You know, it's important to remember, he's not just the president, he's also your most annoying friend on Instagram. According to a new poll from CNN, Trump's approval rating is at its lowest point since he retook office. It's at 37%, which happens to also be the same percentage of neck he leaves unspray tanned. His disapproval rating is 63%. And what do you do when you have a terrible approval rating? You throw the most ill-timed, tone-deaf Halloween party imaginable.
Kimmel went viral. Karoline gained national attention. Trump remained in the spotlight without stepping near the building. Viewers witnessed absurd political theater that fuels YouTube channels and comment section firestorms. Regardless of politics, one thing is clear: the segment won't be forgotten, not for its topic or outcome, but for the spectacle, the roaring, controversial, popcorn-fueled chaos. It's a perfect reflection of our times. Politics and comedy fused into an entertainment genre nobody asked for, yet everyone consumes. Days later, people are still replaying the moment, dissecting every line, laughing, arguing, and waiting for the next glorious TV chaos, popcorn in hand.